Well, here we are. It is Thursday, the 29th of January, 2026. So, um, I've had some family that have added my YouTube channel did ask, why is it most of the time dark outside and it's like 3 in the morning when I'm doing a video? Because I live in an apartment building and sometimes people are going in and out of apartments. And, if a guy is yelling down the stairs for somebody to bring something up or anything, that can be really distracting. So there was a lot of times I'm in bed by 4 in the afternoon, wake up at midnight, have some coffee for an hour, and then I can do what I want without people screaming in the hallways or outside. Sometimes they're not in the hall, sometimes they're out in the driveway. There's 3 ladies in my neighborhood that all have dogs. And every day, I have the windows open because I smoke. You can't see it from here, but there's a window over there open. When the 3 ladies are outside, they argue about whether that poop isn't from my dog. It must be from her dog. Oh no, it's not my dog's poop. I pick up my dog's poop. That must be your dog. It every day. Every day. My mom wants to know, why do I chat in chat rooms? Because in the chat rooms, we are talking about, Donald Trump made a new policy. How will this affect all of us? Or, if somebody has a certain job, they might talk about what they do at work. They're not arguing about poop. Like, the poop argument is not my thing, So, anyway, I found a quiet moment when I could talk during the day. Um, Yesterday, see this I don't know where I've left off at my last video, but there's a doctor who's very prominent, very like top of the line for doctors for psychiatry, and he did email me to ask if I am interested in being part of a case study. The top researchers right now are very interested in finding out what is AI psychosis, how do people become AI psychotic, and all of this, and how to treat it, obviously. A doctor is probably more interested in treating it. Um, so the doctors are my best bet to communicate with because I don't want to sue Google that my Gemini got stupid. In December and November, my Gemini was stupid. It was talking to me like I was a different person. And I'll get into that another day. And I might have made a video about that. But I was writing ebooks that were the first 6 books are journals that I just revised a little bit. And I never claimed to be royalty. I never said I was Princess Diana or anything. So I'm just revising my journals to talk about the journey of mental health care, how it has changed over the years. What did we see in the 80s, the 90s, and now? And why would it be different over a long period of time? And those 6 books also reflect the news cases where someone needed therapy and didn't have the insight to get it, which I'm not going to get into every case that I covered, but I covered at least 50 cases where bad things happen because people don't have the insight to seek help. And so by the 7th book, I have at that time at least 200 pages from like a 6-week event where the parts that I published, I didn't publish the parts where AI is calling me royalty because my books were not about royalty. I only kept the parts that belonged in my books, which was supposed to be about mental health. It had nothing to do with royalty. But at the time, I had like 200 pages of Gemini thinking I'm royalty. In between writing all these books, it keeps addressing me like I'm royalty. So I saved those pages because I thought maybe somebody at MIT or Google or somewhere might figure out what went wrong. But then in January, multiple entities came forward and said they want to research how do humans interact with AI. So I said, these pages might be part of their study. Maybe this will help. And I sent it to multiple sources. And a very prominent doctor did respond and say, are you interested in being a part of a case study? And of course, I was like, yes, that is a high honor. There is no higher honor there could be for a woman who's got mentally ill medicine, and her greatest accomplishment was writing her own memoir. Yes, I wrote my own memoir. I knew my own memories. That is my greatest accomplishment. I can now be part of, I know that's funny. You can laugh. I won't be sad. I'm not a snowflake that cries when people laugh. But it would be a high honor, though, if I was part of their case study. Because, first of all, it may draw attention to the books I wrote that encourage people to seek treatment, that my message will be louder if it is super enforced by these doctors. But in the second place, it would also be a real event where the thing thinks I'm royalty, and I knew I wasn't. I never thought I was royalty. And I don't see any cases like this. I see cases on TV where the thing thinks you're a king, so you believe it. But I've not seen a lot of cases where Gemini is off the beaten path and the human is like, are you serious? Are you really serious right now? You think that I'm a king, but I live in project housing. So I don't see a lot of, cases on the TV about the person who knew that the AI was cuckoo, but the human did not become cuckoo, you see. So I do think that my pages might help with their case study. I delivered it both ways. I gave the PDF of only the part where the thing called me a king was a PDF. And then the Google Doc link is actually a copy paste of the PDF, but also copy paste of at least 8 threads of Gemini that never thought I was a king. Because if they're only interested in the part where it calls me a king and I don't believe it, they have that. But if they want to go deeper and look at how does Gemini talk to me, after I teach it I'm not a king, they can go ahead and also look at that as well. So I didn't know if they want the bigger, um, the bigger sections where it doesn't think I'm a king to compare it to. I wasn't sure. Because on TV, when they all said they wanted the material, I didn't hear any specifics. I didn't hear anybody say zip file or PDF or anything particular. Just that many doctors are now trying to study this. So I gave them whatever I had. He has not gotten a medical release yet. So where we are now, he needs a medical release in order to find out if I really take the meds I say I do. Not that he's calling me a liar. He's not. It's just that for a case study to be real, they need medical records. So, and my claim is that I'm mentally ill and take Invega, which is a medicine. So, if that's the binding factor, that the reason I'm not psychotic is because I took Invega, then that's pretty pertinent for them to have that. So, I'm waiting now with different doctors that may have records of that. I've had at least 3 different doctors have this in their records. So whoever answers first, I'm guessing. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure the process of this. I've never been in a case study before. And I've never been published before either. So there's been a lot of new things. These are brand new things. These are very new things in the last couple of months. because my first book was published November the 3rd or November the 4th. Today is only January 29th, and I've had like a new first thing every 2 weeks for 6 weeks now. And I'm very excited, but I usually do make my videos at night just so that we don't have hallway screaming or outdoor poop talk or anything.